Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. My name is Dale Sams, and I am a NOAA storm chaser here. And I wanted to give you all my latest thoughts and weather breakdown here today for the severe weather setup here, stretching from the central Great Plains here to the parts of the Mississippi Valley. All right. So let's go ahead here. And what we're taking a look at here is the current radar here and also temperature, wind, and dew point here. So you can see overnight storms has moved across Kansas here and is moving across Missouri here. This is the morning complex from previous day storms yesterday, and that's going to continue to move off to the east, and we'll break that down here more in just a second. But you can see what's going on behind here. This morning convection is rising, some clearing, some rising temperatures here. And dew points steadily rising here across central Kansas here, and that is the atmosphere already, building back here and recovering from the overnight storms. All right, here is current satellite here. All right, and let's go and zoom in a little bit. There we go. So again, you can see clearing is already starting to take place here across central Kansas here, and the cloud cover is thick here across Missouri, and even some clearing here across Indiana and Illinois, parts of Illinois here. But this cloud cover is basically going to move east here, and the clearing is going to work from west to east. All right, so that's going to be important in terms of this afternoon storms and what magnitude that they're going to reach. Okay, here's our severe weather outlook for today. Here as of 8 a.m. this morning, not much has changed. The only thing that really changed in the outlook today thus far was the Storm Prediction Center removing Kansas City here from the slight risk to a marginal risk. And again, I agree with that move there. But basically, we're going to be watching two areas of severe weather today. We're going to be watching here across parts of the Mississippi Valley here, and even across up into the northern central Great Plains up here. All right, up in northwest Kansas and southwest Nebraska. All right, if we take a look here at our tornado risk, again, this is going to be something I'm going to dive into here in just a second, because there is a window of higher tornado probabilities here across parts of the Mississippi Valley. Now, you can see this is where the best tornado risk parameters are today, a 5% hatched area here across the Missouri Valley and in parts of the Mississippi Valley here. And again, there could be even a more focused area at 10% tornado risk here later today in future outlook updates. And again, we'll discuss that here in just a second. Wind risk here. Again, pretty much everybody in the slight risk has a chance of seeing some damaging winds today, but the best chance for seeing 65 plus mile per hour damaging winds is going to be focused here across southwest Kansas into northwest Kansas and even parts of northern Oklahoma. All right. And then the hail risk, pretty similar scenario, but a lot more narrow corridor of large hail today. But again, the focused area for 2-inch hail or larger is going to be focused across the central Great Plains, and even parts of the southern plains here. All right. So let's go and take a look here at current radar. All right, so this is the morning complex, or what's left of it here, that moved across Kansas, moved across Missouri, western Missouri this morning, and this is what's left, and it's decaying. It is weakening. It's on a weakening trend, but right now models do have this complex moving into portions of Illinois, Indiana, and even far western Kentucky here by mid-morning and early afternoon. So how does this going to play into the second round of development of storms later today across these areas here? All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look. And this is the current HRRR model, 13Z HRRR model here at noon. And you can see it still paints that morning complex moving across Missouri Valley here. And now let's fast forward here to about 2 p.m. And let's go ahead and zoom in here first across the Missouri-Mississippi Valley. So this is the morning complex, and you can see along this boundary here that is south of Kansas City, and north of Springfield, and this is where we're going to be watching for the area for development of new supercells here to form. All right, and even stretching into Illinois. So you can see right here that now this specific HRRR model is showing most of the supercell activity here across southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri here, with all this rain in heavy rain here across Illinois. There. Now let's go ahead and fast forward to about 4 or 5 p.m. here, and you can see now the storms have grown upscale. Here it is more like multi-cells, supercells along the line. And again, there would be large hail, isolated 2-inch hail, along with some damaging winds, even a few tornadoes. Now, an area we'll need to watch here, and remember I said earlier about the tornado, possibly higher tornado parameters here. This is going to be more across southern Illinois, southwest Indiana, to even southeast Missouri here, basically from St. Louis south here, but I'm really liking this corridor right here. Let me draw it out for you here. So somewhere like right in here, this is where I think that if we do get a higher tornado risk here today, an enhanced risk, this is the reason why. It's going to be over across this area here where you see how potent these storms look, and especially the cells that are out ahead of the main line. So that's something to watch, very closely. Here as we continue to see what this morning convection does as it continues to decay and weaken as it moves east, and how quick does atmosphere recovery take place across eastern Missouri, parts of Illinois, and Indiana. Okay, so that's the current breakdown for today's setup. It's by no means an outbreak of anything, an outbreak of tornadoes or anything like that. It's just more of a possible smaller corridor, a more narrow focus corridor of seeing an EF2 plus tornado to the cells that remain discrete out in the open sector, away from the line, and more surface-based versus elevated and upscale. Okay, so that's something, again, we're going to continue to monitor through the day and see if the Storm Prediction Center has to upgrade the tornado risk and the overall outlook, or just leave it as it is. Now, I did update my Outlook graphics here. I'm going to post it with this video here at 10 o'clock Central Time. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I do have a tornado-driven enhanced risk across southern Illinois into southeastern Missouri, even in portions of extreme southwest Indiana here. So I think there's enough there. I think we're going to get enough atmosphere recovery for the Storm Prediction Center to upgrade. Right now they're on the fence, and understandably so, because of this morning convection. Again, how quick does recovery take place? Does it line up with the timing of the day, with peak heating and the overlap of ingredients? That's something, again, we'll monitor. But regardless, here, there are severe storms possible later today, capable of large hail, damaging winds, even a few tornadoes, and a few strong EF2 plus tornadoes here. So one last thing I wanted to do, because I this here, let me get this off here, and oops, let's zoom out here, and there we go. That's what I was wanting. So okay, let's go ahead and look over here. All right, let's look into northwest Kansas and the northern central Great Plains here. All right, so again, there's a severe risk here. This is probably where a lot better chance for open sector, warm sector supercells, more surface-based versus elevated here. And this is going to have a higher parameter for large hail, 2 inches in diameter or greater. And even a few isolated tornadoes is not out of the question, and damaging winds here. But again, this is around 4 p.m. here. So again, if this model solution is correct in terms of the timing and everything, I expect a watch to be issued by the Storm Prediction Center by early afternoon here, and then across the parts of the Mississippi and Missouri Valley. Okay, so that is your severe weather update, 10 a.m. severe weather update for today. Here later today, I will be posting my latest Outlook graphic predictions here for next weekend. All right, the 27th, 28th, and 29th into early the following week here, because the Storm Prediction Center continues to monitor the signals of a substantial, quote unquote, substantial severe weather event across the Central Plains, Northern Plains, and Upper Midwest here. So I will look into that, those signals and the models and everything, and then post my outlook predictions here at 4 p.m. Central Time today here. So we're going to remain in this active pattern. We get a few days of break relatively, and then a new pattern and more active pattern looks to start up here next weekend. So if you don't follow me already, follow me on Twitter, X at DaleSamsWX here. And if you're under a threat of severe weather today, regardless of the magnitude of severe weather that is expected or forecasted here, have your severe weather safety plan in place. Have a reliable source to receive watches and warnings here. And as always, stay safe during severe weather, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Have a great day, everybody.